This is a super relaxing way to wake up. This is my girlfriend jump scaring me in the morning. Joe Rogan complaining that my life is bad and that I need to take beta blockers to be able to remember more. And me with a pounding headache. Did not brush my teeth last night, so that my breath still smells of cigarettes, shrimp, and steak. Yes, dude. If your kid's acting up in public, fucking smack them. I went on a run, slammed an entire Gatorade, ate a meatball, and then ate an ice cream cone, and then slept for 2 hours on the couch. An actual 12-year-old eating stuff. Nah, dude, I just don't like myself. I get aggressive, I hate poor people, and I hate the mentally challenged. Oh my God, it was like not at all how mushrooms are supposed to make you feel, dude. Jesus Christ. Good morning, my fat potters. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to episode 63. Let me turn myself up. Hello, test. Nice. Sound better. Episode 64. I think I said 63. It's episode 64. And guess what? Not with Rob. Yeah. I know last episode I said I was going to do it with Rob, but time did not allow for it. So I'm just going to answer these questions as if I was Rob. Also, they said to leave their name out of it, but they left a response that was awesome. So we'll dive into that. Also, I have a couple other things, a couple new segments I want to introduce. I feel like every time I introduce a segment, I'm like, I'm going to start doing this, and then I don't do it. But I have a couple segments that I want to talk about. Could be here to stay, or it could just be today that I talk about them and then never talk about them again. Yeah, I was, let's see, any housekeeping? I got a bunch of emails this week. It's because it was monetarily based, so you know what I mean? Like the one time that I'm like, hey, I'll pay someone to email me. I get a bunch of fucking emails from people, dude. You know? So I guess email me again, but this time I'm not going to Venmo anyone, you know? Just email me out of being a good listener, being a good little boy, and email me, please, because I enjoy reading you guys' emails. It makes me laugh. But yeah, someone commented something on my last episode also. Oh, John. Shout out John. He said, I used to be a pest control guy and gas mini gopher. Fuck yeah, John. Maybe I should get him back on and talk about that. I got to talk about the ghost adventures. That was something I missed on the last episode. He's also a ghost tour guide, and I just completely skipped over that. So I'm bummed at myself that I didn't answer that. Also, my dad emailed me. He goes, have a good trip. If a woman asks how old do you think I am, don't answer. It's a trap. There's only one right answer, and only she knows. Skillfully sidestep it. Okay, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. All right, well, happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's week's been going well. What did I do today? We'll start with my day today. I woke up to I don't really have much to say about this, but I woke up to, things that I don't like waking up to. I woke up to like a bunch of things today that actually were like really jarring. Helena's face being this close to me. I literally was like, got so scared, dude. She just like came up to me and she was being nice. She was trying to, give me a kiss in the morning to wake me up. But I just was like, Jesus. And then she got in bed and then I wake up and she's listening to Joe Rogan. And I'm like, well, dude, that's my morning. Dude, fuck a cold plunge. That's what I wake up to now. I wake up to getting scared and almost punching my girlfriend, and then a clip of Joe Rogan talking about DMT or whatever, you know? Like, I legitimately woke up to Joe being like, hey, you know what you should take? You should take beta blockers. And I was like, dude, a happy Sunday. Waking up hungover, almost punching your girlfriend, and waking up to Joe Rogan telling you to take beta blockers. I was like, sick. Happy Sunday. This is super relaxing. This is a super relaxing way to wake up. This is my girlfriend jump scaring me in the morning. Joe Rogan complaining that my life is bad and that I need to take beta blockers to be able to remember more. And me with a pounding headache. Did not brush my teeth last night, so that my breath still smells of cigarettes, shrimp, and steak. Yes, dude. I crushed a burrito on my way in the Uber, which is, I don't know. Maybe he got mad. Who knows? Maybe my rating is dropped, but yeah, I ate a steak and shrimp burrito on my way home, and it was literally, I ordered it thinking that there was gonna be other shit in it. No, it was literally just shrimp and steak in a tortilla. I was like, cool. I was so hammered that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking eat this anyways. So I ate it. I had one. I came up with a rule today, actually. I went on a run today. We did 5.5 miles today. Go me. I came up with a rule that if I smoke cigarettes when I go out, because I only smoke them when I drink, right? If I smoke cigarettes, every cigarette I smoke, I have to run a mile the next day. So let's say I smoke 6 cigarettes, I have to run 6 miles the next day. I feel like that's a good it's a good way to hold myself accountable. Today I ran 5.5 miles, but I only smoked one last night. So go me. I did more than expected. Yes, this year's all about setting healthy habits. Yeah, so that was my morning. Woke up to Joe Rogan telling me my life sucks and that I need to improve a bunch of shit about it. And then for lunch, classic hangover lunch, I had a blue Gatorade, a mini ice cream cone, and one meatball. That was all I had for lunch today. It was actually pretty good. The meatball was the highlight. I had a meatball and then I had ice cream I went on a run, slammed an entire Gatorade, ate a meatball, and then ate an ice cream cone. I mean, a 12-year-old, an actual 12-year-old eating stuff. Like, Mom, can I have Gatorade for lunch? And they're like, sure. And then you're like, ooh, what's that? A meatball. Eat a meatball. Mom, can I have ice cream? And then eat ice cream. I mean, so unhealthy. Like, I didn't eat like anything with substance. It was literally just like Gatorade. At least it was Gatorade Zero, but it just it has some sort of other sugar in it. But Gatorade Zero, stopped at a liquor store to buy it after my run, slammed the entire thing before I got home, and then came home, crushed a meatball, ate a mini ice cream cone, and then slept for 2 hours on the couch. If that is not the ideal Sunday, then I don't know what is. Waking up to your girlfriend scaring you, then Joe Rogan telling you your life sucks, and then drinking an entire Gatorade, slamming a meatball and ice cream cone, and then sleeping for 2 hours. That sounds great to me, dude. If every Sunday went that way, I'd be okay with it, That would be great. At least it'd be some sort of fucking consistency in my life. Anyways, what else? I was off the map for some time this week. Also, wait, hold on. When I went on this run today, right? Was today let's get to the bottom of this, because when I was running, it was so weird. It was it was almost like dystopian, the way that I ran to this park near my house, and it's very crowded on the weekends, and everyone was on their phone. I'm not exaggerating. Every single person at that park was on their phone. And I was like, what is happening? And then it gave it away because someone was wearing a Pokemon shirt, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they're fucking catching Pokemons, Pokemon Go. Oh, is it Pokemon Go Fest? What is this? Pokemon Go Fest 2023. Oh, yeah, so it was today. Real world locations. What the hell? What is this? Pokemon Go Fest 20. Let's see. Pokemon Go San Diego. I'll look up Pokemon Go Balboa Park. But everyone was on their phone. I was like, fucking dorks. I was running with my shirt off, too. I felt like such a cock. A bunch of nerds around you on their phone. And I'm running shirtless with my pit viper glasses on. I'm just like dorks catching Pokemons. Go for a run, loser. Pokemap. I'm on the Pokemap, dude. Was Balboa Park just popping today? I'm so confused why everyone was out today. Is there any sort of information on Pokemon Go to Balboa? You know what? This fucking segment sucks, dude. Whatever. There's a bunch of losers fucking doing Pokemon Go in the park. No, if you're into Pokemon Go, it's fine. And you got outside, that's good. But there was people that were walking their kids, and they just were on their phone. Both of them were on their phone, and their kid was just like, can I go home? Can I get some pizza? I was like, this is wild. This is kind of crazy. It felt very dystopian. But yeah. All right, so I went. Here's the meat that I want to talk about. Sausage. What's the deal with it? No, I went camping. I went camping last week. I was gone. I was off the grid for a week. It was kind of crazy. When that episode got posted, I was already off the map. Yeah, it was cool. I'll throw in some pictures throughout my conversation here. and you can see them. Yeah, it was awesome. It looked like The Hobbit. I was having a lot of like introspective thoughts, especially because your boy did psychedelics again, and like I'll put in a picture here of this pine tree I took a picture of. I mean, and the video here I'll put in of this. I was just filming the water, dude. I mean, on so many mushrooms. It felt really good though. That was honestly the most I've taken in a while. And it wasn't even that much, but I felt it. It was strong. It was fucking strong. Like I was towing the line between like, well, things are not real, and time is not real. No, but I just laid on a rock for like 2 hours and just like melted in the sun. It was so nice. It felt so good. I stared at this like lake for 2 hours and just laid in the sun, looked at the clouds, tried to see some faces. Like, you know, when you look at the clouds and you try and see like, oh, that looks like, I was looking at the clouds with my brother, and my brother goes, wow, that one looks like a fish. And I look up at it, and it legitimately looked like someone was squatting over me and they were looking through their legs. And it looked like you could see the underside of like you could see their butthole, the underside of their legs squatting over, and then they were looking down. And I was like, nope, that looks like a demon squatting down on us and pooping. And my brother was like, okay, dude, fucking lovely. He was like, wow, that looks like a beautiful fish. And I was like, nah, dude, it looks like someone's shitting on us. Wrong. Yeah, I don't ever know if I ever want to do the whole ego death thing. That kind of scares me. You know, I like being able to like be like, okay, my body's real, life is real, time is real, everything is real, you're okay, you don't need therapy, you don't need to start doing mushrooms regularly. Yeah, the whole ego death thing scares me. So I didn't do that, but I had a good time. I did enough mushrooms to where it was still fun. Life was still real, and it was good. Whenever I do like whenever I do a good amount, my head feels like I have like a weight vest attached to it. Like a weight helmet attached to it. Like every time I always want to lay down whenever I'm on mushrooms, and then whenever I have whenever I take a good amount, it like every time I sit up, it feels like my head is being like weighed to the ground. It feels like my head is like 50 more pounds than it usually is. Which is such a weird feeling. It feels like it's like I need to lay down. But anyways, drug talk. Yeah, so maybe it feels heavy because it's just opening my third eye. And so the third eye just is that much more heavy. And so it's just like, dude, we need to lay down. No, but so my brother, it was kind of cloudy. And so my brother and his friend were like, we're going to go on a walk because we need to warm up. And I was like, sounds good. They left. And then I'm still laying on this rock with the other guy we were with. And, you know, I'm laying there. I can't really move. I can move, but I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like laying. I'm in a good, comfortable spot. But it's also fucking freezing. I'm so cold. But I can't really walk around because I want to lay down and my head is like, I feel also a little bit nauseous. And so I was at a crossroads now because last time I did these, last time I did this amount, my brother went off and went on this like frozen lake and like had a blast, and I was just stuck to this dock for like 3 hours just laying down. Couldn't move. Actually, I could move, but I didn't want to. I was comfortable. And I had two options at this point now. I was like, okay, I'm really comfortable and I feel a little bit nauseous, so I should just stay here. And then I started thinking about it more and I was like, okay, but last time you did this, when you came down, you were regretful of you not being able to go further with your brother and go explore, and you just laid down. So you should try and fight this. So in my head, I was like, I'm going to conquer this feeling. And so I get up, I tie my shoes, and I start walking. And I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling weird for sure. But I also a little tip for all my druggies out there. If you eat a ginger snap, like a ginger chew or something, it helps with nausea when you're on mushrooms. So ate one of those and I felt great. And then we went and explored. We went into like these back areas that no one had really been in, and you could tell that there's not really any footprints of people that had gone over there. and there's just like goat tracks, and then we went and like there's some snow over there, and we went and like slid on this like little snow bank. And yeah, it was great. I conquered that feeling, which is awesome. And I found a bone. I'm kind of convinced now that it's a human bone, so I might be a part of a murder investigation. Who knows? I found it on the ground. I thought it was a goat's bone. Showed it to my girlfriend, and she was like, "That's human." And I was like, "Oh no, fuck." So your boy might be involved in a in an investigation. So we'll see. Um, oh, we were joking because when you're on the mountain too, you're like, when you're camping especially, all you can think about is just food. You're like, dude, I can't wait to get like a beer and a pizza and a burger and ramen and sushi. Like, you're just dreaming of food, right? And so we just kept talking about how, like, because the next day we were hiking down, and we just kept talking about how, like, dude, fucking, I can't wait to get pizza and whatever. We were just like dreaming of food, right? And I was like, dude, we sound fucking poor. We sound poor as shit. And then they were joking with me, and they were saying I hate poor people and R words. And so I started thinking about it, and I was like, maybe this is who I am on mushrooms. Maybe I just hate mentally challenged people and poor people when I'm on mushrooms. And then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, damn, I hate myself on mushrooms. No, I don't. But I actually fucking love myself on mushrooms. It's awesome, dude. It's so much fun. But I just was laughing, being like, I hate myself on mushrooms. I make fun of poor people and R words. And we were joking because I was throwing rocks in the water, and I was like, yeah, man, I can't take mush. I was laughing. We were laughing at a scenario of like a guy who goes to a party, and like his buddy offers him mushrooms, and he's like, nah, dude, I can't take mushrooms. And he's like, oh, word? Like, did you have a bad experience? And he's like, nah, dude, I just don't like myself. I get aggressive. I hate poor people, and I hate the mentally challenged. And you're like, oh my God, that is like not at all how mushrooms are supposed to make you feel, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do. I go last time I took mushrooms, I went and assaulted a homeless person, so I can't really take them anymore. They don't react. I don't react well with them. Yeah, so that was cool. The flight there was kind of fucking brutal, dude. The pilot just like, dude, I did appreciate him, because usually when you get a pilot, they're always like, I mean, it's the like cliche topic that everyone talks about, where they're like, we are now boarding the flight, and we're going to be landing in about 2 hours. And you can never understand what he's saying. You could kind of understand what I was saying there, but he's always like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And he's just always not like, just not recognizable. And this flight, I remember thinking, wow, the pilot can actually talk, which, okay, actually was fucking crazy, because there was a hurricane in San Diego. An unprecedented, never happened in 84 years hurricane in San Diego, California, dude. In SoCal, there was a fucking hurricane. The day that I was trying to leave, there was a fucking hurricane. What the hell, man? I mean, it was so absurd. I was like, dude, get me out of here. Dude, they closed the airport like an hour after we left, which was crazy. And I was like, I hope that we just get a fucking, my brother's friend was like, I hope you guys just get like a Denzel pilot who's just a wild card, who's just willing to bet it all. He's kind of drunk behind the cockpit, and he's just like, we're getting out of this hurricane, dead or alive, so fuck it, strap in. Yeah, we got out of there, thank God. And then we got to Seattle, and the pilot was talking, and I was like, wow, this pilot's actually making sense. I can understand what he's saying. And then, dude, this guy just took the plane, and then it's as if he just hit the brakes like 20 feet in the air. We're probably like 10 feet in the air. We're like 10 feet in the air, and you know how they like gradually drop you, and then they fucking throw the brakes, and you're just like, you hear that sound outside, you're like, Jesus Christ. That sound is the most scary. Takeoff is fine for me. It's the landing that I'm like, dude, I'm going to die. Here we go. I'm dying on this fucking flight next to a kid that's screaming his head off. Hell yeah. This is my end. I'm going to die on the fucking tarmac at SeaTac in Seattle, Washington. I'm going to fucking die on the tarmac. Sick. No, dude, he just smacked the plane down. It was absurd. It was the roughest landing I've ever been a part of on a plane. I mean, what's the deal with airplanes? It's basically what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, dude, it was insane. And then on the way back, there was a kid that was fucking there was a kid that would not shut the fuck up. He was and it wasn't like he was crying. Like, I get if your kid's crying and you can't really contain him, or you know, tell him to like shut up. I get that. Kids are tough. Kids are kids are tough, dude. I get it. Like, if your kid's crying for whatever reason, you don't know where they're crying. Like, they have a stinky diaper, they want fucking candy. They're having withdrawals from their heroin. Like, whatever, dude, Classic kid stuff. They you never know. But the reason why I got fucking mad with this kid, also side note, I'm talking pretty loud, which is fucking ironic because my girlfriend wanted to hang out tonight and watch a movie or something, and we went to dinner, and I was like, sorry, I have to record the podcast after. And she's like, dude, you didn't do it all day while I was asleep? And I was like, sorry, I wasn't in the mood. I want to do it tonight. And she's like, you're just going to go scream into your microphone instead of watching a movie with me? She knows. She knows how it works. Screaming into a microphone. Proving her point. What was I going to say? Or what was I saying? Kid screaming. Oh, yeah, you should hit your kid. You should hit your kid. You should publicly hit your kid. Dude, fucking smack your kid in public. I stand by that. If your kid's acting up in public, fucking smack them. Instead of doing the whole like, hey, stop that. Jeremy, stop talking. You're being too loud and disrespectful. Dude, fucking give him an open palm. That'll shut that kid up. I wanted to so bad. I wanted to walk 3 rows behind me and be like, hey, Jeremy, shut the fuck up. Didn't do that, obviously. Not my kid. Would get assaulted on a plane. That's the next Denzel movie, Assaulted on a Plane, instead of Snakes on a Plane. Snakes on a Plane Part 2, Assaulted on a Plane. No, but this kid was just making like noises like he was on a roller coaster. And it's fucking 10 at night. And I was like, hey, kid, shut up. And the dad kept being like, it's not funny. And then the dad started putting his hand over the kid's mouth. And the kid thought that was even funnier. And I was like, here we go. I'm going to lose my mind. I was getting irrationally mad. And then at one point I was just like, dude, throw in headphones. Like, why are you getting this fucking mad about this? Put in headphones, man. So yeah, that was my flight back. Kind of nuts. What else happened on my backpacking trip? Yeah, this was funny. So I learned a new game. It's called Everest. It's a dice game. It's basically you just try and get to, you have 3 die and you try and get to 12. But we were playing at this fucking lake, like 7,000 feet in the air near this lake. We're playing dice. Dude, we're like literally squatting down and throwing dice on the ground. Like we're in Harlem, dude. Like we're in the projects in LA. Playing dice, shooting money, fucking hustling people. And I was laughing at like imagine someone walks by, like have this visual in mind. Someone walks by, they see us playing dice, and they're just like, oh, hell yeah, like, can I get a game? And then we just start hustling people that are hiking by. We're just hustling people that are hiking by, just being like, dude, took all that person's money. And then we just start coming up. Or like you leave and you tell your buddies, or like, dude, be on the lookout for Dom. He's the Alpine hustler. He stays up there playing dice. He's going to take your fucking money. So just be on the lookout for him when you go to the enchantments. All right. Well, that was kind of that thought. Okay. So the segment that I wanted to introduce was, well, I guess let me talk about this before I get serious. I was watching baseball today, and it's kind of wild that what was I watching? I was watching the Padre game today, and it's kind of wild that it's like okay to scream at umpires. Like what other job is it like okay to just like scream at a coworker, Like scream at someone that's like that's basically like in charge of like the rules. Like they're the ones that like maintain the rules and like maintain some sort of sanity on the baseball field. Because some guys are fucking divas and can lose their mind. But it's kind of nuts that like there's just someone on the field that you can take your anger out on. And they might throw you out of the game, but you can still go. You can keep going. You can keep yelling at them for all you want. You can call them the most absurd stuff you want. You can say their mom's fat. You can say they're fat. You can say they're fucking R word. You can call them stupid. You can basically just be like, hey, you're stupid and your job sucks. If I went to work tomorrow, which that's a whole other thing, dude. Going to work tomorrow after taking PTO, got PTSD for last time I got laid off. Your boy might not have a job on Tuesday. Fuck yeah, dude. But no, I think I'm fine, but I'm scared from last time. So we'll see. Yeah, dude, it's kind of wild that you can just like, there's someone on the field that you can just scream at the rule follower. Fuck you. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? You suck. You're so trash at your job. If I went to work tomorrow and someone said that to me at work, your boy might cry. I might cry at work if someone said that to me. I always think about that whenever umpires are getting yelled at. I'm like, what are they thinking right now? I have such thin skin, dude, that someone would yell at me and I would start crying on national television. I would just be sobbing. I'd be like, Manny Machado just called me fat. That's so funny, dude. I love when also it's funny thinking that like they're grown adults yelling at other adults. It's hilarious. And it's like, again, it's acceptable. It's like fighting in hockey. It's okay. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's kind of wild. And it's a game too, which is funny. Like it's literally a children's game. It's not a children's game, but it's a game. It's a ball game. Like it's yeah, that's why I love when people get so serious for like baseball or whatever sport, you know? And I'm just like, dude, this is a game. This is funny, dude. You're getting so serious about this game. Like you play a game for a living. That's kind of hilarious. Other people like go to war or like go sit at a desk for all day, you know? And you just like hit a ball and throw it and then argue and yell at someone else and degrade them and call them fucking worthless and a piece of shit and that they suck and that they're fat. That's part of baseball, dude. Welcome to it. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of a wild concept that you can just like take your anger out on someone. Okay, the last two things I wanted to talk about are a little bit serious. They have to do with segments that I kind of want to do or start doing. Excuse me. Also, I have to apologize for last weekend and I farted in. Oh, we'll do questions first, actually. Last weekend I farted into the mic, and Helena didn't get. Also, Helena won the Venmo, by the way. She emailed me at what time? She emailed me at 11:05. The episode was live for 4 hours, and she emailed me. And Kyle emailed me at. What time did he email me at? 4:30. Helena beat him by 5.5 hours, and then someone else emailed me some spicy stuff, but I'll talk about that later. Helena said, "Why did you fart into the camera that made me consider never watching again?" Cool. Kyle said, "Here are some top questions from Ask Reddit because I couldn't think of any on my own. Hopefully I was first. Without saying a category, what is your top 5? My top 5. Here we go. Top 5. Number 1, water. Water's actually really good. Number 2, food. I'm just naming things that'll keep me alive. 5 things I can't live without. Water, food, cellular respiration, walking. No, top 5, this podcast, cigarettes, beer, Zach Bryan, and horses. That's my top 5. Oh, actually, here's what. I'm going to give you a top 5, and you try and guess. Email me and guess what. Okay, this will be this week's question. I'm going to give you a top 5, and email me, and the first person to get it correctly, I'll Venmo you $5. Okay, so this is actually bottom 5. This is a bottom 5 list of blank, and first person to email me the correct answer, I'll Venmo you $5. So here we go. Bottom 5, blank. Number 1, stadium. Number 2, an airport. Number 3, nature. Number 4, a gas station. And number 5, next to someone. So let me know. Okay. Okay, so here's some other questions that I got from Kyle. Why did that one kid get expelled? I don't know really know what that means, but let me think of anyone I know that got expelled. Oh, one time my friend got expelled because he wrote a rap song about someone at our school, and I forget what he said in it. Yeah, dude, he posted a song on SoundCloud fucking roasting a bunch of people in our class and he got expelled for it. How funny. Said it was cyberbullying. Fucking close the laptop. Um what if the world is like one of those uncontacted tribes in South America? Like the whole galaxy knows we're here, but they've agreed to not contact us until we figure it out by ourselves. Okay, it's not really a question, but yeah, that'd be crazy. What if one day God came down and said it's pronounced Jode and then left? Okay. Pretend each country is a guest at a party. What would each guest be doing? This sounds like it's going to be so racist. Okay. We can try that for a bit. Pretend each country is a guest at a party. What would each guest be doing? The Italians, okay, Italy would be Italy's hosting the party for sure. And it's going to be grand as shit, dude. It's going to be in a mansion. It's going to have a pool. I'm thinking like a Tony Soprano house. It's going to be grand as shit. They're going to have a whole like cheese plate, a whole meat and cheese plate. It's going to be like family style. It's going to be like pasta and lasagna that is pasta, but you know what I mean. And like eggplant and like calamari and fish. It's going to be a huge party. So Italy is hosting the party for sure. Germany is showing up and they're pissed. No, that's Russia. Russia's showing up pissed. They're just like mad. They don't want to be there. They're just in the corner like chain smoking and like ripping vodka like out of a plastic handle. Who else is at this party? Who's really fun that's there? I mean, America, America's there. The United States of America is there, and they're just slamming Bud Lights. No, they're not slamming Bud Lights because we hate Bud Light. No, I don't give a fuck about that. America's there slamming like fucking moonshine and dip. They're dipping, and they have a mullet with like pit vipers, and they're wearing like starred and striped overalls with some fucking Timberlands on. And then who else is there? Mexico's there. They're wearing a mariachi outfit. They have like a huge ass guitar. They're singing. They're loud as shit, dude. They have cocaine on them because the cartel, dude. They have cocaine and a machete on them, but they're also singing this beautiful mariachi song. And they brought as their platter, they brought some nopales. Bomb as shit, dude. All right, who else is at this party? Who else we got? France is there. France and England are there. They're kind of the same person. They both have fucked up teeth. They smell bad. They don't really have any signature food that's good. France or England tried to show with beans and toast, and Italy was like, "What the fuck is this? Get this out of here." And same thing. They're just chain smoking cigarettes. They also hate that America's here. They're like, "Dude, this asshole again? Are you fucking kidding me?" And America's just loudly consuming beer. He's just loudly drinking beers. All right, who else is there? We'll do one more country. I'm gonna stay away from the African region because fucking canceled. So we're gonna stay with the European region. I guess we could do like an Asian area. Oh, dude, South Korea is there and they're partying hard. South Korea is there and they're the life of the party. They're going toe to toe with America in terms of drinking. They're partying hard. Their food's way better than America's though, and yeah, they're kind of just vibing. All right, I tried my best there. Okay, and then this was hilarious, dude. Someone else emailed me and said, "Please don't say my name for this. If someone were to make a movie about a moment in your life, what would the movie be about?" For me, it took place in college when one of my teammates fucked our head coach's wife. For some background, this was a player who had talent but was not the best teammate, so was always shortchanged on playing time by coach. He retaliated by fucking his wife, who was also our athletic trainer on the beach. Fuck yeah. He had messages to prove it. Things were real awkward at workouts for the rest of the year. Wow, I can't imagine that. I told my brother about this and he goes, "Happens more than you think, dude." And I was like, wow. Someone to make a life about my movie. If someone would make a movie about a moment in your life, what would that moment in your life be? I don't know. But that's a great one. I just wanted to highlight that. Okay, now let's talk about some serious shit. So the segment I wanted to introduce is because I feel like I mean, today at dinner, I was just talking so much. I was talking my girlfriend's ear off about fucking podcasts and comedy and shit. And I was like, why don't you just talk about this on the podcast? So I think what I want to do is every week I'm going to try and talk some shop about comedy. Something that I found interesting or something I saw that was funny or something in the industry or whatever that I think is interesting because I feel like, I don't know, there's one podcast. Let me actually find it. It's called like Comedy World, I think. I don't know if it's really a podcast, but it's more of like a YouTube show. Comedy World. I think that's what it's called. Joke World. Yeah, Joke World. Shout out Joke World. He has a podcast kind of, but he just mainly just makes YouTube videos. But yeah, he kind of talks about like some like the state of comedy and shit like that. So yeah. So I'm gonna talk quickly about Soder real quick. Yeah, so I saw Dan Soder last week. Hilarious. He was fucking hilarious. Yeah, so I saw Soder last week with my buddy Andrew. Shout out Andrew. And I had a couple things to say about his performance. First of all, he's fucking insane, dude. He is so good at what he does. I mean, he's been doing it for like 15, 20 years, so that's why, but I feel like he's so underrated. And another thing I noticed too when I was in the crowd, I guess I just wanted to talk about his performance, comedy, whatever. And one thing I noticed when I was in the crowd was his comedy appeals to such a wide range of people, which part of me thinks is why he's so successful and like good at what he does. I mean, you can obviously fill a niche and like be, only for Gen Z or millennials or whoever. And like usually you see that with a lot of comics where like there was a guy here last weekend and he was like he's foreign and that's his whole shtick is that he's a foreign comic, whatever. And so like there's stuff like that where it's like a niche and that's mainly your audience. But like Soder, like there was guys there that were like in their 60s and 70s, and there was also people like me that were like early 20s, and there was a wide range of people throughout that whole thing. And like, I don't know, you see that for the most part, but like, I feel like his jokes, but then I started like thinking about his jokes more, and like his jokes are silly enough and crass enough to like appeal to someone like me where I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Like I find that really funny. But it's still not like alienating older people to where they're like, fuck this, dude. This guy's gross. This guy's crass. One joke he had that was really funny, which like highlights kind of his ability to just like stay on his toes and shit. He posted it on Instagram, so I'll play it right here. But he was like, I'll play it right here.
Oh damn, dude, is that a storm water? Yeah. By the storm. Either that or a sexy ass teenager.
The fucking Amber Alert was going off. Like National Weather Service was going off for the hurricane, and he just like rolled with it, ran straight into that joke, and it was like, dude, audience is right back on your side. Because dude, that could throw a lot of people off. He also had he's talking about school shootings at one point, and some girl goes, and he was like, what? She's like, and he's like, what do you mean I know? And she's like, you get it? And he's like I was involved in a school shooting? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, which one? And she was like, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? Am I in the Matrix? Like, are you just gaslighting me into like believing that I was in a school shooting? Like, shit like that is so fucking funny. And like, you can just tell it's just like, he starts laughing after because he's like, oh wow, like that was a great moment. That shit's so good though, dude. He's so good at what he does, man. What else did I write down for that? Yeah, that's kind of it. He's just like such a beast, man. He's hilarious. What was one of my favorite jokes of his was this is such a good joke to me. He was like, so I turned 40 recently. I turned 40 this year, and it kind of gets a clap. And he's like, yeah, that's the reaction it should get. I had my my teenage neighbor tell me that it's all downhill from here. And I was like, downhill? That's the best part. Ski lodges are built off going downhill. Like, that's such a silly joke, but it's so funny to me, man. To like flip that on its head. Because like everyone always says like, oh, it's all downhill from here. You hear that phrase a lot, it's downhill from here. And then just to be like, dude, downhill's the best part. I love that so much, man. But yeah, it was a little talking shop. Another thing I want to talk about, which this is going to be the last subject. So if you don't care about this, you can turn it off. But I thought this was interesting and a smart move. And I'm not into this person at all. But I think that this was a smart move business-wise on her end. So the podcast Call Her Daddy, the woman behind it, Alex Cooper. If you don't know, it used to be a Barstool, and then she used to have a co-host. They had a falling out, and then she moved. Now she got a bag and a half from Spotify to do it on her own. And now she's starting a network. And I thought this was really interesting because that's kind of the thing now to do. Podcasters will have a network. And it makes sense because then you can bring other creatives in, or you can just have different shows that are still you under the same roof. And you have full creative control. And then you can also have these creators in here who will have full creative control, but you're still taking a percentage of their profits and for the network and shit. And then if these people want to leave, depending on what their contract is, they can leave and go do their own shit. Anyways, Alex Cooper. She is starting in, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but I thought this was very, very smart of her and a very good idea. She's starting a network called Unwell, and she's building hype around it by just like posting shit. She just posted like a graphic. It says Alive and Unwell, and it's just their brand. It's just their logo. It says Together We're Unwell. Welcome home. Embracing the real, all that's unwell. And like, dude, she posted these like the beginning of this month, and then everyone is just like, what the fuck? Like building hype around it by just like, no one knows what it is. I don't know if she talked about it, but she posted kind of what it is later on, but she's posted some promo for it. But yeah, I think it's just a smart move because she brought on this girl, Alex Earl, and this other girl, I don't know who these people are. Alex Earl and then Madeline RG, who are both just like influencers. But very smart move. All three of them are going to make a boatload of money, a metric fuck ton of money as soon as an episode comes out. I mean, it's insane. She's already has so much money from Spotify that like all she has to do, I thought it was a smart move because here's why. All she has to do is she has the money and resources. She just has to hire someone to do the branding, make a set, and produce the episode. And then she just has personalities come in. They fucking walk in, they sit down, they do the podcast, they leave, fucking post it online. It gets 5 million views an episode. I mean, genius, dude. You immediately are going to have sponsors because these girls are already getting sponsored on Instagram by like Skims or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then also just like building like this network, endless possibilities. You can do merch. You can do events. You can do more podcasts. You can do a Patreon, obviously. Like just endless avenues for money. It's such a smart move. The only thing I didn't like about it was the promo they did for it. I mean, go check it out. It's like, it's actually so cringe. But yeah, man. Shout out Alex Cooper, dude. It's a fucking smart move. Yeah, and her latest post says new shows coming September. Fucking smart, dude. Already has 280,000 followers, and they haven't posted an episode yet. But it's smart, dude, because now she'll take Call Her Daddy, she'll put it under the Unwell umbrella, and then Unwell will just branch out into other avenues. So they'll have Call Her Daddy, they'll have the Alex Cooper show, whatever she's on, then they'll have the fucking Madeline show, whatever the fuck she's on. And they'll just have all these avenues, dude. Kind of nuts. Another thing I didn't like was someone commented and was like, where are the women of color that are on this show? And I don't have anything against women of color, obviously, but my problem with that is that, I mean, clear, like if you go on their Instagram, I mean, it's the same three people that are on this. It's three copies of the same person that are on this show or on this network. And like that's why it's successful and that's why they are who they are, is because they're like unapologetically them and it's authentic. And I feel like bringing in someone just because it's like, well, we're doing this as a diversity hire. It's like, well, that's not very authentic. And also like, dude, I don't know. I want to hear I don't listen to them. But if I was, I want to hear like wild shit. I don't want you to just bring someone in because they're, because their skin color. I don't want you to just hire someone and be like, well, we're hiring this person. Like that's seems inauthentic unless they're on brand for what you're doing, I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. I see both sides. I see why diversity is good for a company and why that brings in new perspective and all that. But I just think that sometimes it could be inauthentic. All right. That's my thing. If you guys don't like that fucking segment, then whatever. But I thought it'd be nice to, I don't know, some industry talk. I'm not going to talk about current events because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, dude, I don't want to talk about like Ukraine and shit. People come on here and then they just hear me talk about Ukraine. They've already heard it 80 times that week. I want to talk about some other stuff that, I don't know, I find interesting. Hopefully you find interesting. And yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sticking with me. And yeah, I will see you guys next week after Labor Day. That's going to be a brutal episode because you're going to be hearing it the first day back for work, which is fucking not fun. All right. Love ya. Bye.